madam, tell me in your own words, why do you find it impossible to live with your husband?
Well...
Don't touch the microphone and speak louder.
Well, my husband has been beastly.
I see. Did he drink a lot?
Oh, no, sir, not at all.
He blacked your eye.
Please, Mr. Agony.
Then what did your husband do?
This.
He threw it at you.
Oh, Mr. Agony, you don't understand. You see, it all started last Christmas when Joe bought an electric train for our little nephew. If I'd known then what I know now, I never would have let him unwrap that package. The next morning, he had to show Junior all about the train. But the more he showed Junior, the less Junior had a Christmas present.
I'm gonna make it go faster. Hey, wait a minute, I'll run it. You sit there. I'll run it. Keep your hands off it. Give me that. Give me that train, Junior. Give me that train, Junior.
Joe, give Junior back the train. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. After all, it's his Christmas present. Then the disease hit him, and Joe had to have a train of his own.
Almost stepped on my caboose.
Oh, well, get your caboose up off the floor, will you, and go to work?
I got loads of time. Loads of time.
Oh.
Alice, be careful.
By February, Joe had taken the plunge. His railroad empire had spread all over the front room. I decided to take the bull by the horns.
Alice, that's what you call an operation.
Joe, you're going to need an operation if you don't get this stuff out of the living room.
Look out, honey, look out! Look out!
That does it. Things went along okay for a while. Joe got his railroad up off my living room floor, and we were as close to marital happiness as was possible under the circumstances.
Circumstances?
Yes. You see, Joe hadn't given up his hobby. He had merely taken it off the floor. Joe, what's that?
6:15, it's time to get up.
Then we began to notice the dent in our bank account. I gave up the beauty parlor and continued to wear last year's clothes, while hobby-happy Joe indulged himself at the railroad store.
Ah, Mr. McDoakes, how's the B&O coming on?
On track, on time, and over budget. Tell you what I want. I want the operating milk car and a remote control.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, buy around the track for the boys.
Thanks, sir.
And that's my problem, Mr. Agony.
Well, it's a very interesting case, but before I make any recommendation to you, I'd like to hear what Mr. McDoakes has to say. Are you Mr. McDoakes?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You bet.
Tell me, do you use O gauge or 027 gauge? And have you tried hooking transformers in parallel? Look at that, ain't that a beaut?
Union Pacific.
Say, how'd you like to come over to my place tonight after the show?
Woo, woo.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Hey, we'll be a little late, folks. Sorry. Beep, 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 beep.